Hello everyone. Today I am here with one more topic from subject application development using Python 18CS55. Myself Anand Kumar HN. So in the last session we discussed about how to handle data using dictionary, right, and dictionary data structure and some methods like get method, default, set default method. So in today's session we are going to discuss about a string concept. So in the last previous sessions we have discussed about string slicing, but we have not discussed about string methods. There are many methods. There are number of methods which are supported by string, where you can make your job very simpler. Okay, string has got so many methods to handle the strings. For example, let us say if you want to convert the string from string to uppercase, string to lowercase, or whether you want to check whether particular string contains any substring in and not in, or if you want to check whether the string starts with particular characters or end with particular character. Okay, like this there are so many string methods. Okay. What about string? String is as I told you, string is a immutable data type. Immutable means once you have a string, once you declare a string, you cannot modify the string. You cannot insert, reinsert, or you cannot change the characters of the string. Means you cannot change the index values. Let us say if you have MIT Mysore, you cannot make it as MIT Mysore. Right, you cannot change, or if you want you can copy the string to other variable, but you cannot make any changes to the string. That is called as immutable, right? Okay. How do you identify string in Python? In Python the string can be identified either double quote or single quote, right? Let us say you have a variable a is equal to single quote MIT Mysore. If I write like this, you can write either in single quote or you can say in double quote MIT Mysore. So these are the two ways. You can use single quote or double quote to represent a string, and they are indexed using 0 to n. 0, 1, 2, 3, even space is considered as a one of the character. So let us say you have let us say I have apostrophe s. When I have apostrophe s, how it is identified? Like let us say I want to print apostrophe MIT's. Let us say MIT's books. MIT's books. So then if you want to have apostrophe, then you should, let us say if you write double quote, then this is not treated as ending quote. So these are starting quote, this is the ending quote, but still if you want to have an apostrophe s, then if you enclose the particular string with double quote, then the single quote is not treated as a apostrophe s, apostrophe quote, not as a starting quote or ending quote. So if you want to have any apostrophes, then you should enclose your string with double quote instead of having a single quote. If you enclose with single quote, it will be a problem. If you enclose this string with single quote, it's a error, because this becomes the starting of the quote, this is the ending of the quote. Okay, again this is one more starting of the quote, then this particular quote is not enclosed with any of the quote. So this becomes the error, this becomes the starting, this becomes the ending. So this is the error because there is a mismatch of quotes. So to avoid that, if you want to have apostrophe, then you should use a double quote. Okay, then we have escape sequences. What is escape sequences? Escape characters. Let us say if you want to have /n, if you want to have /n, then you can have what? Let us say we know /n is treated as a new line character, but still if you want to print a new /n as a character, then what you should do? You should use, let us say, MIT/N Mysore. Okay, if you print this, what will be the output? You don't get same as like this, MIT/N Mysore. You don't get, because here /n stands for new line character. New line character means, so you will get MIT, then in the next line you will get Mysore. Means this is identified as an escape sequence. Okay, if you want to, it is a new line character. If you want to have an /n to be printed, then you should have a backslash, that is escape sequence, /n//n. If you print now, if you try to print now, then you will get output as MIT/N Mysore. So this is the output. This becomes a one single string, MIT/N Mysore. Okay, now /n is treated as a character. In the same way, if you want to have, let us say, MIT/T. If you have MIT/T, then what happens? This is a tab sequence. Then you will get output as MIT. You will get 8 spaces followed by Mysore. MIT, a tab followed by Mysore. So this is how you write tab. Again, if you want to print /t, then you should use what? This /t as a escape sequence. Then you will get output as MIT tab Mysore. MIT tab. You don't get any 8 spaces. You don't get a space of 8. So this is escape sequence. Okay, next we have, if you want to print a double quote or a single quote, let us say, as I said, Mysore's sweet. If you want to print this with single quote, still if you want to use single quote, then use escape character, that's it, right? If you want to use this single quote, then you should put what? The modified string is Mysore escape sequence, this single quote, then sweet. If you want, you can use double quote over here. Double quote, if you put double quote, the single quote is treated as a part of string. But if you use single quote either of the side, still if you want to have a string, then you should use escape sequence. Then let us say, if you write Mysore has a palace. If you want to write like this, if you want to have a double quote in your string, then you can use escape sequence. You can have escape sequence. Then double quote is not treated as a ending quotations or starting and ending quotation. They are treated as a part of string. Then you can use, if you want to use, you can use one more double quote. Mysore has a palace, or Mysore has palace. Mysore has palace, where I want to print a double quote, then your output would be, so Mysore has, with quote you will get Mysore has palace. So this is how you use an escape sequence. In the same way, if you want to have Mysore is good slash, let us say you want to use slash Mysore is good slash beautiful, then you should use again an escape sequence. You cannot print this escape sequence, then you need to put one more backslash, then you will get output as Mysore is good slash beautiful. So if you want to print this backslash on the screen, then you should use one more escape sequence. Then we have one more concept called raw string. Raw string is a thing, but if you want to use a string as it is without using any escape sequence. If you want to have as it is, then you have a raw string concept. Let us say I want to have this Mysore's apostrophe S sweet, but I don't want to use escape sequence. Then you simply say R. In front of any string you put small r. This becomes what? This is a raw string. So everything is printed as it is. Okay. Let us say if you want to print Mysore has palace with court. Then if you say R, that is small r, then it is printed as it is. So you don't need any escape sequence. That is called as a raw string. So if you say Mysore is /n good, again if you put small r here, now /n is not treated as a new line character. This whole string is printed as it is. Mysore is /n good. Okay, so this is what a raw string concept. If you want to use a string without any format or formation, then simply put R in front of that, then the string is printed as it is. Okay, let us consider a string. I wanted to print on the monitor MIT Mysore is good and it is good for education. But can you observe the spaces? I have provided so many spaces. I want MIT Mysore in the first line, then I need some space, is good, again I come back to left side and it is, then space, good for education. I have written some formatted way. If you want to, like if you print this in the monitor, you don't get this particular output. Okay, these spaces are removed and you will get a single line of output. Okay, but if you want to have what I can say, if you want to have this space, if you want to retain this space, if you want to print as it is, as you write, if you want to write the string as you write on the code, then you should use the three single quotes. If you use 3 single quotes, then this output is printed as it is, means it will retain all the white spaces, all the indentations are retained, they are printed on the monitor as it is. So this is called as a multi-line quotation. So you can use multiple lines to print the string. Okay, understood. So this is how you write a 3 lines quotation. This will retain white spaces. And if you have previous knowledge of any programming language, a programming language will consisting of comment lines, a single line comment and multi-line comment. So in the same way, Python also got a single line comment. If you want to comment a single line, then you need to write hash. Let us say if you want to write this as a individual lines, then you need to put hash. But if you want to have multiple line comments, they are just ignored, they are not executed on the program, they are not printed on the screen. So if you want to have a multiple lines of comment, then you should use 3 double quotes. So 3 double quotes, that is how you use paragraph comment or multi-line comment in Python. Single line comment, that is hash. Multi-line comment, 3 double quotes. If you use 3 single quote, that is, it will retain all the white spaces. Okay, only for printing or storing the values, correct? Getting? Next we have in and not in operator with string. So let us see if you want to check whether the particular character is present inside the string or particular substring is not present, or whether it is present in the string. That can be done. Let us consider A is equal to hello MIT Mysore, and when you check in and not in, they are compared character by character, means lowercase is treated as different, uppercase is treated as different. Let us say I want to check whether MIT in A If I say MIT in A, say then you will get true or false. True. If I say MI in A, so again you will get true because MI is present. If you say MYS in A, so you will get true. If you say capital MYS in A, so you will get false because capital MYS, capital letter M, small letter YS is not present. So if you say ELL in A or not in A, which is false because ELL is present inside A, the substring ELL is present. Okay, here we are writing a strings, everything should be quoted, MYS, ELL. Okay, ELL not in A, which is false. So in the same way, LLO in MY in A, you will get true as a result. True as a result because LLO is present inside A. So this is how in and not in works. Next we have string methods. As I said, there are various methods to operate with string. Let us say I have considered a string MIT Mysore in lowercase. If you want to convert, if you want to print this string to uppercase, so you don't need any extra program. You don't need any for loop to take one character and convert it into uppercase. You don't want to check any ASCII value. Simply you call one method that will convert the string into uppercase. Let us say you have A, so you simply say A dot upper. So upper is a method of string which is lowercase. Don't write in uppercase or upper string. So UPPER is a lowercase, A dot upper, whatever string you wanted to convert, A dot upper, then it will, the output would be, it will convert each and every character to uppercase, MIT Mysore. Okay, let us say if you want to store this into a variable, you can simply say B is equal to A dot upper, then it will convert A into uppercase, then it will store it into B. So this will not convert A to uppercase. Okay, means actually A will be in lowercase itself, MIT Mysore in the lowercase itself. So this will create uppercase of A that will be stored to another variable called B. It won't convert A there itself because, as I said, strings are immutable. You cannot change the value. You cannot change smaller case M to uppercase. But still, if you want to make here, we are converting A to uppercase and we are storing it into B. So now B contains capital letter MIT Mysore. But if you want to store this case or letters to A itself, then you should simply say A is equal to A dot upper. Now what happens? A dot upper, A dot upper, this is the data that will be converted to upper and it will be stored back to A itself. Here we are not changing single character, we are changing whole string, means we are reassigning. Let us say reassign is nothing but like this, A is equal to Anand, initially this is the A. Still if you want to make in uppercase, you can still make Anand. Now A contains lowercase Anand, again the next time A contains uppercase Anand. So this will be removed and this will be stored to A. But whereas you cannot perform like this, A of 0, A of 1, capital N. You cannot perform individual character assignment, that is strings are immutable. Here also we are doing same thing, we converting A to uppercase. If you want to print directly, you can print as it is, print of A dot upper. When you print, it will just show the resulting value, it will not change actual value of A. If you want to change actual value, that is just a reassignment, A is equal to A dot upper. In the same way you have B is equal to, let us say I will consider B is equal to A dot upper, data will be stored to B, then B has MIT Mysore. Then if you want to convert, B is equal to B dot lower, then what happens? So all the data MIT Mysore in capital letter will be converted to lowercase, that will be stored to a variable called B. That is how we convert it into upper and lower. Okay, and there are other functions also. Let us say if I want to check whether particular string is in lower case or particular string is in upper case. So for that I have a dot is lower method. Is lower. It will check whether string A is in lower case. So all the characters are in lower case. So you will get output as true. Let us say you have changed one character, capital M. Again, if you check a dot is lower, so you will get false as a result because there is a uppercase. Okay, let us consider B is equal to a dot upper. A dot upper. So now B contains MIT Mysore, which is in uppercase. Now if you check B dot is upper, if you check B dot is upper, then you will get true as a result because all the characters are converted to uppercase, they are stored into B. Then you are checking B dot is upper, so which is true. Okay, so or else let us say you will convert, you will reassign A is equal to MIT Mysore. Now you check A dot is upper, so you should get false as a result. False because not all the characters are in uppercase, only few characters are uppercase, so you will get result as false. Okay, this is how you check whether the string is in uppercase or lowercase. Okay, next we have is alpha numeric, is decimal. So these are the three methods for strings. Okay, assume that you have A is equal to MIT. If you want to check whether the string contains only alpha character, that is alphabets, then you can check A dot is alpha. Again you will get true or false result. You will get true as a result because all the characters are string. So if you say MIT 1 2 3, if you say MIT 1 2 3, then you will get false as a result. False as a result because the A string contains numbers also, numeric also. It contains strings also and numeric also. Then you will get false as a result. Okay, if you want to check whether the string is a alpha numeric, then you can say all num is all num, all alpha numeric. Then you will get result as true. You will get result as true because this consisting of alpha numeric. It either alphabets or numeric or both. Here it is not. There is no condition that it should contain all like alphabets and characters. So it says all numeric says whether it contains alphabets or numerics or alpha numerics. Okay, if you check just MIT with all numeric, you will get true as a result. You cannot say, so there is no number, still it is getting true result. As I said, it will check whether it has got alphabets or numerics or alpha numerics, both. So again, if you check whether 1 2 3 is a alpha numeric, still you will get true as a result. So 1 2 3 is also a alpha numeric. Or you can say it's a mixed M1 T2 I3. So still you will get alpha numeric as a true as a result. So if you have any special character, let us say MIT 1 2 3 at, then you will get a false as a result because at is not a numeric character, so you will get a false result. In the same way, if you want to check any decimal value, let us say A is equal to 1 2 3, then you can check is decimal. So you will get true as a result. So decimal value 1 2 3 is a decimal value, so you will get true as a result. This is how you check whether string is a string. I am considering string. So whether the string is a decimal value, yes it is a decimal value, so you will get true as a result. We don't check for float. So when you write float 123.45, So this becomes a character. It's a non-numeric. I consider dot as not a number. It is just a special character. So I cannot check. When I check A is decimal, so you will get false as a result. This is not a decimal value because dot is not a decimal value. So you will get false as a result. So decimal value, let us say 140, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even the minus symbol, minus 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So minus it is a special character. Again, it is a false result. Decimal value means the whole number. Okay, I have written one more example. Let us check A is MIT, and I am writing B is equal to A dot upper dot lower. So what is the result? First you need to convert it into upper, then you need to convert it into lower from left to right. So A dot upper means you will get capital letter MIT, then again convert the capital letter MIT into lower case. So it's just we don't use actually this kind of method. So just for understanding, so we can use multiple times. We can use upper, lower. If you want to, you can use upper. You can use. So here we are trying to convert A into upper case first, then we are converting it into lower case, then we are storing back to a B. Then let us say we have space. If you want to check E is space, still it is possible. So you will get true as a result. True as a result because this particular string contains space. Or if you want to check, let us say A dot is space. So then you will get false as a result because A is not space. Means it should contain only spaces, not any characters. So it is a false result. So I no need to call this upper and lower case with what? Variable. You can directly call with string. Let us say MIT dot upper. You can still call this upper function like this, MIT dot upper, then you immediately will get output as capital MIT. Okay. Then we have one more method called is title. What is title? Is title. Let us say A is equal to MIT, means it will check a title case. Title case is nothing but all the words in the string must start with uppercase and all other characters should be in the lower case. MIT, Mysore, CSE. Okay, now if you write whether A dot is title, then you will get true as a result because which contains 3 words. All the words are starting with capital letter and all other characters are in lower case. Okay, it can contain any character, but all the characters should begin with uppercase and other characters should be lowercase. If you convert one of the character, let us say E, then you will get a false as a result. You will get false as a result because this is not a title case. Or if you change one character CSE, if you change one character, that is the starting of word CSE, which is a lower case, then again you will get false as a result. Let us join these 2 words, MIT, Mysore, CSE, then you will get true as a result because there are 2 words. One is M, which is capital, another M, which is capital. All other characters are in lower case. So this is how you write what is title method. Okay, next we have starts with end with. Starts with end with. Let us say I want to check whether A dot starts with. So what you want to check? Starts with, whether it starts with capital MIT. Capital MIT. Yes, it starts with capital M followed by IT. You will get true as a result. Or if you check whether it is starting with MIT uppercase, then you will get a false as a result. You will get false as a result because this particular string is not starting with capital letter MIT. Okay. Again, if you want to check whether the string can start with capital M, only one character also possible, whereas it is starting with capital M, so you will get true as a result. If you check a lowercase m, so you will get a false as a result. You will get false because this string is not starting with lowercase. In the same way, we have end with ends with, let us say I have written CSE in lowercase. So I will check whether A dot ends with CSE. Yes, of course, if it ends with CSE, you will get true as a result. If you check any case CSE, then you will get a false as the result. You will get false as a result. Still, if you want to write, so you can make use of lowercase. Let us say CSE uppercase dot lower. You can call one function inside other function. A dot ends with CSE. There is a CSE, but which is uppercase. Try to convert it to lowercase. Then it is given as input to this ends with function. Then you will get true as a result, because ends with is ending with lowercase CSE. So this is how we write starts with, end with. Okay, next we have join and split. Join and split methods in string. Let us take split. Let us consider A is equal to, I will take MIT again, MIT Mysore space CSE, MIT Mysore space CSE. If you want to split this particular string, then you can say there are three words. If you want to split, then you can say A dot split, A dot split. So if you want to split by space, then simply pass space symbol, space symbol. Then okay, if you don't pass anything, A dot split, by default it will split the strings by spaces. So you will get a list of string. You will get three strings, that is, one is MIT, other one is Mysore, last one is CS. Instead of having one single string, now you have three strings. Okay. So instead of having one single string, you have three strings. And just observe, when you split any string, it's a list of string. It will create a new list. It is not just a three strings. It is a list of string, means your lists are enclosed with square bracket. It's a list, a new list. It's a index 0, index 1, index 2. So when you don't pass any in parameter to the split function, by default it will split by spaces. So there are two spaces. This will be treated as one word, second word, third word. They are created as a list. Assume that you will pass the character as M. Then what is the output? Just observe. Okay, now if you split using a parameter M, means your string gets splitted wherever the M is. Wherever the M is, means M is neglected and other characters are taken. Then how? So it will find out where is the M. So this is the one place and this is the one place. So now you can consider this as a space. This is a separator. This is a separator. Initially spaces were the separators. Now M is a separator. The first word will be this. The first word will be IT space. IT space is a first word. Second word will be YSORE space CSE. So this is a new list. The words are splitted by character M, because here is the M, here is the M. In between this is the first word, this is the second word. Because in the beginning we don't have any characters, this will be neglected. So now I have word IT space followed by YSORE space CSE. This is the second word. So if you have, let us say, I will write MIT X mice wantedly I have inserted X character. Now if you want to split this particular string with character X, then what happens? You will get, so here is the X, there is a one more X, there is a one more X. The first word will be MIT. The second word will be MY. Third word will be S. Fourth ORE. Then space C. Space C is the next word. Sorry, ORE followed by, because this is the whole word, ORE space C is the next word followed by SE. So these are the splitted words which are list elements. So A dot split by X is nothing but MIT, Mysore, S, ORE, CSE. So this is how you split the string. In the same way, we have joining of string. Let us say you have a list of strings. If you want to join them, so a list of strings can be a list of strings or a tuple of strings. Let us consider a list of string. Let us say MIT. I will consider only MYS. Mysore, 2 words or 3 words. Now if you want to join this, you need to pass first space dot join of A. It's a reverse. Initially we used to say A dot split. Now it is a join function. A join method is a reverse join of A. Now what happens? You will get output as, instead of 3 words, MIT, Mysore, CSE. So one single word, they are joined using a space. So space dot join. Let us say if you want to put star dot join, then you will get, in between you will get star. MIT star, Mysore star, CSE. If you say let us say ABC dot join, then you will get, in the middle you will get ABC. So this is how you join a list of strings. Either it can be a list or it can be a tuple, or you can pass this whole string as a parameter. So you can write join this whole string. Let us say star dot join. If you say star dot join, so MIT star Mysore star CSE will be the output. So this is how you split and join the strings. To join, so to split, it is very simple. A dot split, and from which character you wanted to split. But when you want to join, what is the joining character first? You need to put joining character, either dot or space or star, dot join keyword followed by the input, whatever input you wanted to give. You can give whole input or you can give a variable. Okay, thank you.